How you doing? This is Mari Cruz, bringing the gap between the rich and the poor, coming from the great state of Texas. And I am here with a friend that is coming from the great country of da, 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 da,
Canada.
Canada. He's French Canadian.
Yes. So
So,
welcome. Thank you for having me, Mary.
of course, and my plaisir.
Mon
Yeah.
plaisir.
So he is one of the first people that started the class, the plan, which is a crypto bot trading and a bunch of other things class. I'm just trying to simplify what it is about, because we can't talk about certain things according to the NDA. And so he is one of the first people. So I joined later. But tell me, what was your background in crypto? What do you know anything, or you were like, or
Uh,
skeptical about it, or yeah?
yeah. Actually, I've been. It's interesting because I've been kind of following crypto for a long time. Actually, I started like maybe 2013 or so to watch a bit. I got someone told me about Bitcoin basically at the time, and so I bought my first Bitcoin in like 2014. So
Wow, mon Dieu. And you still
and
have
then
it?
I kind of bought a few more in the next 2 3 years, and in 2017 I had like 10 Bitcoins, and I mean, we will talk about that later. But what happened is it started finally because it was kind of not moving much for all this period of time, and so at that time it started to go up a little bit, and so maybe it like went from whatever. Maybe I'd paid an average of $1,000, and so it went to like 2 3 thousand, and so I kind of sold all of them because I thought, oh, finally, there's
Oh,
something. I mean, we'll talk about the reason maybe and what happened. So I kind of sold everything. Then it went up to like 20,000, and I'm like, I sold too early. I missed
oh
this
my
big run.
God.
But eventually, it just went back down almost at the same point. So I'm like, okay, at least I made a bit of money. But we'll talk about what's the problem with this strategy actually. And
Oh
so
my gosh.
so then,
Definitely.
then I was like, okay, what if I buy some more? Then I might have to wait 2 3 years again to maybe sell with some profit. Who knows? Because maybe that's just a fluke. Maybe it just like who knows? See, you never know what's gonna happen. So and then it was still kind of early. Was not very much known, and I was not sure what's the future of this. And so I kind of stayed on the sideline, and I kind of used that money for other stuff or other investment. And
Oh my
so for like
God.
2017, 2018, and actually I kind of actually also in 2000 I invested into like they call like ICO kind of thing. Then I'm like, what do I do with this money? So I invested it in two new kind of coin offerings. So that was a new thing that was getting popular, new coins coming out. And actually, in both cases, like 2 3 thousand each, I kind of lost my money because I
Oh my
finally
God.
the year after it kind of disappeared. So I was like, oh, see, I didn't know what I was
Wow.
doing really, and so I lost that, and so I was like more on the sideline for all this time. And then last year, like I guess with the pandemic or whatever in 2019, then it started to go up a lot, and I didn't have any
Mm.
Bitcoins at the time. And then I'm like, okay, I missed that opportunity. But then it's like, what do I do? Is it too late now? So to jump in. So I was like just watching from the side, and then we can get into why I joined the plan earlier. So that
Wow.
got me back into the crypto world basically earlier this year.
So basically, what you're saying is that you were one of those people that bought Bitcoin and you thought, well, that's the only way. I have to hold it, and then when I think that it's high enough, I will sell it. But when you sold it, yeah, you made some money, but then went to the moon, and you're like, oh, now I don't have any. So, but you said you bought some more. Did you sell those two, or you still have some? Because I was like, oh my God, 8 Bitcoins would have been
Yeah.
today, maybe eight by
No,
five or 8 by 4. 3,000 or something like
Yeah,
that?
like 10.5 Bitcoins. So it's like what, 55,000 now or something.
Yeah.
So,
Oh my
but
God.
that's the thing. Like when you know what I bought afterwards is like two like kind of new like ICO like
What is ICO? I don't know what is that. The ICO. I heard about
like
it, but I don't know what it is.
uh, what is I mean I'll just check quickly. It's like the new coins that come out basically. You know, so basically you
Oh,
it's
the
just
shit
brand
coins, kind of
new.
like shit coins.
It's just brand new coin, but one actually was from Quebec, actually, which is where I live. Was
Oh,
supposedly some more.
ah,
It has some purpose of whatever environmental or whatever. They all come up with some like themes or what is it gonna be used for or whatever. So
okay.
it seems to be regulated supposedly at the time. But then, like 2 years later, they're like, "Oh, the project it didn't work," and so basically, it's worth nothing. So that's the type
Oh,
of thing that it's basically what happened with its initial coin offering. I just remember initial coin offering is like
okay, okay.
so
What?
basically, I mean, I use some of the money for vacation and other stuff, and but a little bit I reinvested in 2018-19. I kind of lost a couple thousand, but I mean, it's that's the. I mean, I understood that there's risk in all of this, but I kind of didn't really know what I was doing. But yeah, that's a problem with buy and hold. That was my guess. I had no strategy, but my strategy was buy and hold. But that's the problem is you buy something, but then you even though you hope it's going up, you wait. But then how long do you wait? Because during that time you don't have any money, you don't have any income, you don't have any profit. So it can go up some more, some more.
Exactly.
Then maybe you
Exactly.
sell
Yeah.
with a profit, but then or you don't, and then it goes back down, and you're like, okay, I missed the opportunity. So you're
Oh,
trying to time the market, and even if you sell with a profit, then what do you do? Now you don't want to if you don't cannot buy this thing again because you just sold it because you think it's up it's went up
oh my God.
but then so when do you get back in the market? So you then hope for that same thing to go back down, but then if you buy it may go still go back more. You don't know, or is it you don't know if it's gonna go back up when you buy it or is it still going
Oh my
down.
God. This is horrible. I mean,
So it's the same thing with the stock market. I've done that too, is where because I've been investing in stock market, but of course you buy and hold for the long term. But obviously, same thing until you kind of really sell it, you don't really make profits. So and then at some point it doubles in value, but then at some point maybe it goes back down 30-40%. So you never know. So you use the strategy that they recommend you hold for 20-25 years, but then in the meantime if your money is invested there, you don't have any more money to invest anywhere else. It's kind of
um,
there.
so
You
it's
can
like putting money in a hole basically until you're ready to sell. But this strategy doesn't seem to work anyway, because for me it's like following a mirage. You know what is a mirage?
Mhm.
When you think it's something there and then you go there and it's nothing, and then you keep going and it's again disappears. It's like a losing battle. And if you and it's that's what and I'm glad you mentioned this, because that's why I tell people when I'm talking to I get like TikTok and all these people show up and they say, well, I'm making money with hodling. And I said, really, you're not. Because example, if you have a portfolio that's $20,000, and let's say your portfolio goes to $70,000, it's not going to stay there as one. And two, that's perceived paper. That's paper money. That's not physical money in your hand. It's not cash flow. So you really didn't win anything. You didn't make any money. You don't make money until you sell. And I think that's a problem with this strategy. So this is if you're gonna be hodling, I think you need to hodl for years. It seems like,
Yeah, you
and
need
and,
to
and yeah,
double, and then eventually you might sell with a profit. But then, whenever you decide to get out of the market for whatever reason, you're retiring or I don't know whatever it is. But then again, you sell all of it or part of it, or so it's hard to
you
because
can sell all of it either, because example, if you have Bitcoin, and we know that Bitcoin, according to the stock flow chart, is going to go maybe in a million in 2025 or 2026. If you sell it, you're not gonna have money. And then people, the other crazy thing is that I'm hearing is people want to pay with Bitcoin. And I'm thinking, why would I pay with the most valuable coin anything? You know what I mean? Like going to the store and buying something with that. Now, I don't care if I use USDT because a dollar is a dollar is a dollar. But buying things with coins, specifically coins like Bitcoin, Ethereum, the big coins, the first 1,000 coin market cap, then you're not going to make any money. So that's crazy. So then you were burned really bad, and then you saw the webinar. So what spoke to you about that webinar that you say, you know what, I need to leave everything that happened to me behind and then give this a try?
Well, there was like, I guess maybe three main things. One is of course, I've been following Jason from the past year or so, and so when I saw that they were doing this early on, and then they like this, and it's the first time going into crypto, and then they finally decided to try this with Dan. And then they liked it enough that they kind of told us about it. So I thought I kind of trust those people. So the second thing is I saw that it was not only like, let's say, they call it the automated grid bot strategy, but also he's talking about a more global strategy, which I didn't have, which is basically you have 2-3 different things you're doing at the same time, and then you're not just have one only kind of way to make money, and also you're not basically trying to time the market or anything because of that, because you have this more global strategy. So that was another thing. And then what I like we mentioned earlier, is that you don't only make money later on. Eventually, when you sell, you make money. It's like their example where they do your own, let's say, rental property. So maybe the rental property will increase in value over time, or it may even decrease a bit. But every month you have this income that comes from the rent of the people. So basically, you have this rent that's coming in actually every day or every week or every month, but actually it's every day in this case, but doesn't matter. But the point is you're making money along the way. So then you can use that for whatever other purposes or for other needs you have, or just as you will talk about, maybe is you kind of reinvest some of it, or maybe put it in a different place. But basically that was a very attractive concept that I didn't see before about how to invest in crypto. Basically, like I said, I was mainly aware of the buy and hold strategy, or some people, they do the trend trading, where basically we discuss it's maybe more short term, but it's like, okay, I'm trying to buy at the right time and sell at the right time. And then there's the day trading, of course, which I've never done even in stock market, which is very few people make money.
What do you call that? I didn't get it. What do you call the last one? You said
trading. But basically, that's when you
Can you write it in the private chat? Because I don't know. I'm trying to, I never heard of this. There's a chat down. Can you write that? Because I need to do research on this, because I never heard of it ever.
So there's buy and hold, where you just hold for
buy and hold.
The other one, I know I would call it trend trading, trend TRND, which is basically maybe you buy now, and maybe in 2 months or 3 months you might sell because it went up. So
short-term trading,
to time the market somehow. And the one is day trading, where people they buy and sell like in the same day all the time. So
day trading? How you make money with that?
Well, basically every day you just let's say it's whatever 50,000, and you think it's gonna go up. You might buy and sell at 51,000 that day, and then the next day you do the same. Sometimes you hope that it's going up. Sometimes you bet it's going down, and then you make money every day. But you have leverage. Often people have leverage, so they can buy for 5,000, and it's like they're investing 50,000. So they're like 10x leverage, but it's very risky. And it's very time consuming because you have to watch.
Well, you have to be there. You have to be there watching the thing.
They job where they just watch this all the time, and then Basically, they make some successful transactions someday, but then the other day they may make not successful, not as successful. So in the end, the balance of everything is like it's very hard.
So day trading is when people put like, hey, if this goes up, I own a coin. If it goes 1,000 or 2,000, they said that they tell them that the trading thing sell, and if it goes
exactly.
low, they go do stop loss.
Yeah, but then they make only
When they have all
maybe
the screens, the people that have all the screens.
yeah.
Oh,
Then
yeah.
they
So I
make
heard about it. I just didn't know it was named day trading.
day trading. Yeah, so they make they expect it goes up only maybe 0.2% or 0.5% or doesn't matter, but because they trade every day, they make a little bit every day. But they're not that's assuming they always make a successful trade. But basically, sometimes I don't think. I think most. I mean, I've heard the stats. I haven't checked, even from Jason or something, where 95% are not successful because they after a few weeks or months or years they stop because they're not making.
It's tiring. I mean, if you're gonna be like this, watching the market, and you keep selling and buying, and you can only do how many trades anyway. Every time that I ask people that doing trading, they said I can only do 5 to 8, maybe top 10 trading, but our bots do thousands of, hundreds of transactions without us having to be there, which is another.
Because on the stock market, as an individual, you don't have the special access to the stock market like the big institutions where they do high frequency trading. So those, they have an advantage over everyone else, which is just individuals where we can you can only use the standard kind of trading route where we can do only so much per day. And basically, I mean, I'm guessing some people are successful with that, obviously, but I mean, it seems very stressful, and I think it's also very time-consuming and risky also.
So stressful, consuming, and risky. And risky, especially because seriously, I have 2 friends that signed up to the plan 2 weeks ago when we did. And both of them, one was a manual trader. He lost $10,000 when we had that crash, that correction, like 2 or 3 weeks ago, 20% correction.
Yeah.
And the other one, a hodler, lost $10,000 too. And I said to him, you know what, the way you guys are doing, and this is what everybody's doing. I think it's the thing that I want to emphasize. Mostly everybody's doing either trend trading, buy and hold, or day trading. And those ways are very risky and time consuming and stressful. And that's why they have to be on the screen watching the market all day. But then what happens at night? Everybody has to go to sleep. So if something happens at night, because our markets are open, it's not like the stock market that closes. The market crashes at night while everybody's sleeping. They lost their money.
Yeah.
So I don't know why. For me, this is just so risky that I'm kind of like risk averse, and I'm like, no, thank you, not interested. So okay, so now you went into the webinar, you signed up for the class. How difficult was to get what Dan is teaching? How difficult is it, and how time consuming is it once you take the classes and you start the bots and stuff?
Well, I mean, for me, like I said, I have a little bit of background, so maybe it was easier. But also, I have a background in like software engineering, and so I kind of like this stuff, data analysis and charts, and so I've been working with that previously. So it went very very well for me. But I'm not maybe not everyone will catch, but. The thing which is nice about this is you can kind of rewatch some of it 2-3 times, and then obviously but I think it's very well presented and very like a step-by-step process. So I think and I know people. I mean, and you know people too. Most people were just beginner. Most people had no previous crypto experience at all, or even with trading at all. So I think most people you don't have, in fact, to understand all the tiny little details of what's happening in the background, but you just need to understand the overview of is going on, but also you're learning how to do it yourself, which is the great thing about this.
Mm-hmm.
And but yeah, I thought it was kind of very well, and you can start at you can go at your own rhythm, so you don't, it's not like you have to start right away, so you can take your time, you can rewatch it, and then of course there's this nice thing where you can then start playing with the demo bots where you can kind of practice and get used to
Yeah.
it, and then we of course can share with other people that you might know that are in the plan as well. So basically, we can share information or ask questions. Also, they have great support as well. So, but they
Mm-hmm.
have and like Q&A kind of answer desk session as well. So I think for the technical part went pretty well, and then just as a matter of understanding. Yeah, then kind of coming up with your own, like, oh, how much I'm gonna invest in that, and then you
Mm-hmm.
prepare. And I think the most complicated thing I've seen is for most people is to just how to onboard your money initially, create your
Mm-hmm.
account. That takes a little bit of time just to get that. But you can play with your demo bot while you're setting up your accounts and doing this other stuff in there.
Okay.
But that's just stuff that you need to do initially, but then after that is done, then it's very smooth. Then you kind of you're set for a long time now.
So how do you like using the demo bots, especially coming from all the money that you lost? Because I don't think are there demo bots in trend trading and day trading and buying HODL? Does that exist where you can actually play kind of like fake a trade without
Yeah,
really using your money? Is my question.
yeah, I think you can do that in some of the trading software for stocks or for forex or other stuff. I think you can do that. But what what what's happening? What happened with me too is basically what I like about this is you kind of start something and then you don't need to worry and you don't need to watch it.
Mm,
I mean, even someday I don't even check or some weekend and I'm not like stressed about this. So basically you can start with the Nemo bots and then kind of understand what's going on. But yeah, you could do that with other strategy, I guess. But the problem is again they may require more time, so you need to
mm,
kind of if you what happened to me before is after you buy an hole or whatever, then at some point you might kind of I don't mind to some risk, and I didn't understand I could lose some or it could go up and down in value before, but at some point is you have other, I mean, you have your business, you have other stuff to do, and you might not like watch this all the time. So that's what I like about this is after it's running, most of the different things we were able to do is you just kind of can take a quick look every 5-10 minutes per day if you really want to. But even if you skip a day, usually it's no big deal, and you can leave that running for like weeks and months, even sometimes. So
okay, so I'm gonna put here your bot so you can. I know this seems very. I remember seeing this the first time and feeling, oh my God, this looks so stressful. Like it's some kind of crazy.
yeah.
But can you tell us about your bots? And let me just go a little bit up here because I want to show why is this called grid trading. We call it grid bot trading, which we have the lines here. But do we need to use all this stuff for the people that are starting? Do we care about everything here? You know what I mean?
Well, not really. I mean, anyway, the different training session will go through an overview of what it is, and then basically but they will basically focus on the very few things that you need to really look at, and then even when you're ready to start your demo bot, they have videos now step by step for each different things you need to do. So if you don't not too comfortable initially with the interface, then you can really follow a step-by-step video or PDF where it tells you exactly where to click and everything. So I mean, in my case, I kind of did it more or less by myself. But then, of course, if you have any doubts, you can kind of check all the different steps. They have even now a step-by-step process. So, but
Okay. What?
basically, you have this chart at the top for or they did different coin pairs, and then at the bottom you have your different bots that are running. In my case, I have four. Actually, I have four live bots now, and 2 are demo in this list right
Which
now.
one are your live bots? Which one are your live bots?
It's the 2.
In the bottom or the top?
I mean, the first one is a demo, and the third
Mhm.
one. So ETH and AR are demo. I mean, all the USDT are live bots, basically.
Okay. Okay. So the
Because
USDT are live bots. Okay.
I don't have many demo bots anymore, because after like 30 days, they kind of get they stop, so you can start new ones. And like I said, because I've not been doing much recently, they kind of stop, and I have to start some new demo bots just to keep playing or researching some new opportunities.
Okay.
But I have to start new demo bots again, because after 1 month they disappear. But because I didn't spend much time on it, but my live bots are been running more or less for 3 of them are from like 45, 50 days, like a month and a half. And one is more recent, like 12 days, because I kind of stopped it at some point, and I restarted it for some reason. Because it was not it was out of the grid, basically. So there are different things that you learn that you might wait, and it comes back, which happened to me a few times. But in that particular case, I decided to restart it.
So for the people that don't never seen this chart, can you explain what the top 3 things are? The sum total profit and loss, the bot profit, and the sum value. So they're like, why? What? Because that's the most important of everything that is here anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Would it be useful if I remove the demo bots, or does it matter?
No, it doesn't matter, because I mean, there's still.
So basically, the sum value is currently the value of all the bots together. So actually, in my case, see that I have it's probably, I started with 4 bots of 3,000 each, more or less, which is kind of the minimum recommended. So I started with 12,000, and now it's probably around 13 something thousand. So there's another 10,000, which is like the 2 demo bots. So the sum value is basically the value of all your bots combined. But then what's interesting is the middle one, the sum bot profit, which has like almost 3,000 now, 14%. So that's the money that's being generated from all the trades every day. And all the tiny trades are generated a little amount, but as they accumulate during the day, then you have some amount every day. And now I'm at 3,000 almost, let's say in that case, which means this money went in your balance in your wallet. And so basically it's like the rent I talked about earlier. Where is this money? As each transaction is made, there's a profit that's being made, and it's being put in your balance. And so this is not in your pocket, so nobody can touch that, or even if it goes down in value, this money you have, and so basically can use that for buying other coins, or creating a new bots eventually, or saving, like saving elsewhere, like saving because there's a way to save money or stake your coins to kind of earn interest instead of like putting it in a bot. So that's another option. So that's money in your pocket. And then the sum total on the left is basically, it's like the increase in value, current increase in value of what you have in your bots. So like now it's 11 something percent, means that if I would sell those now, I would make 11% profit of the increase in value. But that's theoretical, because it's only if I sell everything right now. And then, of course, it fluctuates. And in some cases, now everything is green. But in some cases, I mean, some of my bots at some point were red, which means they went lower in value. But then they go back up, and then especially 2-3 weeks ago, we had a big drop, and then a week or so, another one. So it went down. But again, it's theoretical. So if it's lower, if you don't sell, see, that's the thing. Usually you might say, okay, maybe I better sell because what if it goes down or whatever. But if you have this strategy right now, it basically makes money. All the little red and green dots means that there's a transaction, and so this is happening when it's going up, but it's happening when it's going down. So as long as your grid is working, so you don't sell. In most cases, you just wait, and then it goes down, goes back up. But either way, either direction, you're making the bot profits in the middle, and so. Eventually, for different reasons, you might decide to close the bot, but then in the meantime, it's generating money, and then the value on the left is what is worth right now, but that change all the time, and so some bots go. So you have some that are 22. Two bots now are up a lot more, but so two are like 7 and 4, which because they went down at some point, now they're back up about what I paid, let's say, initially.
So Guillaume, 2 weeks ago when we had the correction, and did all your bots go red?
I think all of them at some point.
So did you make money? Is my question, because I want people to understand this part. Because if you're doing trend trading or day trading, do you have a 20, 30, 40 or more correction, they will lose money. What happens when the market goes down and we're doing bot trading?
Well, if I would have sold, I would have lost money, but I didn't sell. And see the three bottom ones, the three older ones.
Yeah.
I am now at $700 or so for each of them in like a month and a half. So basically, it was still making money most of the time during that period where it went up. The bots were red, like the current value was below what I paid for initially or along the way. So they were all red, but then. At some point, even sometimes for a couple of days may stop generating money because it's really down a lot. But usually that's just like last a day or two, and then when it comes back in your grid, then you generate money again. So basically, in a month and a half, they're all at like 20-some%. So basically, they've been generating more money for most of the 45 days.
What is so without take the demo bots, what has been your profit since you started?
I think I'm at let me look on I'm right now my bot profit like I'm looking at my other screen is 2,354 is the bot profit so far with the 4 bots.
Wow.
Like 20.75%. So one is so that's pretty much the money that I made so far with the 4 bots. And actually one of them I restarted, so I had made a couple hundreds too. So I probably made more than like 2,500 so far.
Wow.
And so I made probably like $3,000 with 4 bots. But to be honest, the one that I restarted, I kind of lost a little bit because I stopped it and it was low, it was red. So I lost probably 500, but I had made 500, let's say I had made even more than 500 with it. So actually I didn't really lose money. I look at the balance, I made still a bit of money, but I restarted because I wanted to start generating money again. So I'm now at my balance is like 13,000, which is I started with about 12, so that's like 1,000 more. But I bought I bought like 900. Actually, I was looking earlier. I bought three times $300 for the other coins that like more popular ones like Bitcoin and ETH that I might want to use later on for another bot. So I almost have a $1,000 that I even invested. I transferred $500 also somewhere else because I was trying those savings platforms. So I
already borrow. And that was another thing that I wanted you to talk, because it's amazing. I was shocked when he talked about the crypto savings. You learn about crypto. This is not only bot trading. This is a bunch of other things, guys. This is basically wealth management and how to make your money make more money without you working. It's passive income, money as you sleep. But the crypto savings account, how you can actually, let's say that you have $12,000 there, and you can borrow 50%. How long it takes to borrow that, and what are the payment plans, and what is the interest? I mean, compared to a bank.
Yeah, so I created two. I think I put $250 in two different places to kind of just create the accounts and check it out. But so my probably doing that for now for the interest part of it. I haven't tried myself actually the borrowing yet, but yeah, what happens is basically instead of you selling something to kind of borrow, I mean, instead of saying something because you need to use the money, you can kind of borrow a certain percentage and you basically keep your asset and you just by a click, like transfer somewhere else. So, of course, you have to be careful with that. But the point is, instead of selling and having no more asset, you can keep your asset and borrow part of it. And that's very quick in the crypto world because it's as long as you have the requirements of whatever your guarantee is whatever assets you have in there. So as long as you have whatever they require, then they don't care. It's not like they have some complicated process or approval. So of course, it's always the point of some people doing that is they borrow because they know there's some income that's coming still from their bots, so they can kind of even repay their loan with their bots. So that's what.
Or start another bot, basically. Borrow from your
bot. But then, of course, it's of course when you want to do safe things, of course that's maybe not the first thing you might want to play with. So you might want to wait for that for the type like the borrowing stuff, but you might want to consider that eventually, obviously, but yeah, that's another opportunity that you might have with this.
Okay, so I have a question because I still haven't learned how to calculate your ROI, your return on investment, and you've been doing this forever. Can you tell me how to do that? Because when people ask me, Mari, what is your ROI from your bots? I don't know what to tell them. Seriously.
Well, the most basic thing is, let's say you take your bot profits. So let's say take the bottom one, it's like $718. Then let's say you put 3,000 initially. So actually that's pretty much what is your 25%. So that's 25%, but that's in 1 month and 19 days. So actually, let's take. Let's say 50, that's 49 days, let's say whatever 50 days. So let's say, to make it simple, let's say a year is 350. So in 50 days, I made 25%. But then if I multiply by 7, 300, like in a year, I'll make 7 times 25 is what, 225% now.
Oh, so you're saying the green area next to the bot cash, it's just only this month, and then you multiply that to get your ROI for the year?
Yeah.
So you're saying 25, like the bottom is 25 by 12 if it keeps doing that?
Yeah, let's say it would be.
Oh my God. Give me a second. Let me check. Let me ask Alexa. Alexa, 25 multiplied by 12.
25 times 12 is 300.
300% ROI for that bot?
Well, in that case, it's not a month, it's 50 days. So like I said, it's more like 225%. But it's I remember all those were they were 15% after a month, pretty much.
Wow.
So I made 15% in a month, which that's what I'm been seeing is kind of common. So of course,
15% in a month common.
There's different bots or different things, but let's say one is 15% in a month. You multiply by 12, 12 times 15 is pretty much what you might get in a year. Of course, at some point it might slow down, it might not generate as much, or that's why at some point you might close one and start another. So that's no guarantee you'll get that every time. You might get even more the next month, a bit less or whatever, but no matter what is, you might get whatever you get in a month is probably more than you get in a year anywhere else you would put your money, any kind of saving account.
Exactly. I like that you said that. So, is there any way to calculate your whole portfolio ROI? You know what I mean? Like all together, all the bots together.
Well, yeah, in this
How
case,
would you do that? Because I'm bad in math. I'm really bad in math.
but in that case, what I would do is I would add the four numbers, like the bot profit, like the let's say 206 plus 695 plus 733 plus 718. So that's the amount of money I made so far. But then, of course, they didn't all start at the same time. So it's actually, the real more exact way would be you basically have to do it for each bot separately.
Separated because of that. But if all of them would have started the same day, then that's easier to calculate.
Yeah, but then you can even make it. You can round it down if you want, just to be safe or more or less, like more realistic, and say I made
too lowball it.
At this point, I'm like I don't care so much about those numbers. What I'm saying is I have whatever 700 from one of them in 50 days, and so I know I have this money. I can check my balance, and it's there. So
no, I ask you because people ask me when I'm showing my bot and some other bots of friends. They ask me, what is your ROI? And then some of them, you that were you're in the stock market, because somebody said, oh, I'm making more money in the stock market. Is that true? You compare your stock market investments to the money that you'll be making. Are you making more money in the stock market, or are you making more money in the crypto? And what is faster return?
Not for me. I'm not. See, with stock market, there's two things that I've seen. One is that I can use more like a fund. If you use like mutual fund or something like that, then some years you might. A good, like if recently the stock market has been up a lot in the past few years, so you might make it 25-30% a year or something like that, maybe even a little bit more. Some normal years may be more like 10, 12, 15%. Some years 5, and a year might go down a little bit. So, but overall, they say that whatever stock market is 10% per year on the long term. Let's say 10% a year is probably an average if you're holding. So, but then I'm from this strategy. I think I can make that in a month, basically. Like if we just keep it simple, I probably make what I make in a year, I probably make in a month. Then, of course, in the stock market, if you pick individual stock, like you pick Amazon or whatever, Google or
Tesla
or something, maybe you quadruple your money in 1 or 2 years if you bought it at the right time. So you can still get very good ROI. But then again, the question is, did you sell it yet? See, Tesla can make 400%, but then if you didn't sell, you don't have any more money in your. Let's say you put 10,000 initially, it's worth 40,000, but until you sell, you don't have any more money.
So it's like buying HODL. It's the same in crypto. It's like buying HODLing. You don't really make the money unless you sell the coin. You don't really make money until you sell that stock.
If Elon Musk says something stupid next week, then they might drop by 30%, and so now your theoretical profit can change all the time. That's true with any.
You know what? I like what you said there. Theoretical profit. I'm going to use that. Theoretical profit, because like what we're talking about here is cash flow. It's money in your pocket, in your exchange, in your wallet, not a perceived value, not a theoretical profit where you have to sell. But everything that you've been talking to me about, most of the way that HODLing and stock market, it seems to be a long-term thing. So you really don't make money right away like this from the first day. Once you turn a live bot, how long it takes you to make money, for people that don't know how this works.
Yeah, that's true. That's why when I saw this that's the nice thing is the first day. I mean, you do your demo bots, whatever, and I took me some. I did the course like in June for 1 month. Then my demo bots. I took like a month and a half even because it was vacation, was the summer, and then I had no live bots for a month and a half, just demo bots. And then I'm like, oh, I'm missing on this possible income. So in August, at some point, I decided, oh, I need to finalize that. So I finished creating my accounts and transferring my money, which I said, may take. So I kind of delayed on that, but then I'm like, okay, I need to hurry and start those bots as quickly as possible. And so I started those live bots, and then the next day, then there's a little bit of money that comes in, like $10, $15 a day or whatever. So let's say, like I said, maybe 500 was like 500 per bot in a month, which is like $15 a day, let's say. So if every day there's like $15 more or less that accumulates. And so the next day you're making money. So that's the other thing. I'm like thinking, oh, I can pay the course. I can pay. That's the other thing. I will make money. Short term, I will start making money right away, and so I basically kind of even pay back my course. That what is the cost of the course in a few months or so. So even weeks.
So most people, Guillaume, pay that course back in 2 months or less. Will you say?
Well, it depends how much you invest, but what I told someone is, like I said, a round number is like 3,000, and you might make more or less like 500 a month. So you pay your course with one bot. It might take you 5-6 months to pay the course. But when I saw the power of this with the demo bots, initially I wanted only one bot or maybe two, and then I'm like, after I started live, I'm like 2-3 days later, I decided to transfer more money and start 4 bots, because I'm like, I got rid of stuff somewhere else just to put a little bit more in there, because I'm like, okay, then I know I start making money right away with this. So with 4 bots, see, I'm like I'm almost. I will have paid for my course soon, basically from the bot profit. I'm at almost 2,500 now in like a month and a half or so.
Guillaume, can you talk about compound interest and how this does that compared to other? I don't know if you had any. I mean, you do the stock market. Compound interest. Yeah.
Well, of course, the money that goes in your balance then is just there sitting. So unless you do something, then it's gonna earn. But then again, you have options to move it somewhere else, or you can at least at some point reinvest it. But what's interesting with the bot itself is that when you basically the way it works is there's transaction every day. So basically, when something goes down, then one of the coin goes down, it kind of buys some more, and then when it goes up, it kind of sells some of it. So that's why there's transaction every day. But what's happening is, because you have the compound interest, you basically buy a bit more when it's lower, and then you sell some when it's going higher. So actually, you end up with without having to time the market, you're kind of maybe have a lower average of your purchase cost of the coins that you have in your bot. So that's why your value itself, like if you look at the value column, like I have a bot that made 700, but it's up in value to 3,400 because the coins that I have in there have gone up. So but it's a bit like if you use the DCA, where it's called dollar cost averaging, where what you could do in some instance, and what most people should do when they get started, is you just buy. If you just want you're not sure, or you're scared or whatever, you instead of trying to use a big lump sum amount and buy Bitcoin or whatever, then you don't know if you're doing it at the right time, or like now it's high again. So if you buy now, it might go down in a week or two or a month. So instead, you decide on a fixed amount every month, or actually at least every week is better, or maybe every day in some places you can do that every day. But let's say you do $10 a day, or $50 a week, then let's say $20 a week. So a year you will have 1,000, like 50 weeks, let's say, times $20. So you invest $1,000, but over the course of 1 year. But because you're doing $20 every week, some weeks when it's high, you don't get to buy as many like shares. When it's lower, you get more. So over the 1 year period, your cost your average cost will be much lower. So in fact, your $1,000 that you invested might be worth like $2,000 because you bought more at the lowest point and you bought less at the highest point. So that's a good strategy for anyone that just want to get started. And then that's what's happening in the bot as well in the background, because it's ending up buying more when it's going down, and then it's selling some when it's going up. So you're in fact have some compound interest kind of thing that's happening in the background.
So Guillaume, can you explain to people here that don't have any background in crypto, what is the coin pairs and how is it that we make money here? Just in simple terms.
Yeah. So basically the coin pair is what you do is there's like the left coin and the right coin. And so in this case is the left coin is gonna, in this case with the USDT, it's kind of a little bit simpler maybe to understand. Is USDT is always kind of is following like the US dollar basically. So it's like a one USDT in the crypto world is $1. So the chart that you see, or the value of the coin, let's say one is called Trias, the bottom one. So basically right now it's at let's see 60. No, I'm on the wrong one, sorry. It's like let's say $9 or something. So as it's going up and down, it might change its value from $9 to $10 or back to $8 or whatever. So that's the variation of the price of that coin versus the US dollar equivalent. So the way the bot works is when you start it, you kind of have a little bit, you have some of the coin trials and some of the USDT. And so you buy some when you start your bot. And then what's happening is as it varies every day, if it goes up, like I said, you will sell some of it, but then if it goes down, you will buy some of it. So that's how you make money. All those trades are happening automatically. When the bot is started, it creates a bunch of trade orders that are already created for you. So that's because that's all that software kind of does it. You could kind of do that manually. Basically, you could kind of use the bot strategy, but do everything manually. But the purpose of the software is it does it for you. But it basically just create all those orders. And so because of that, when it goes down, you sell a little bit, and then you buy a little bit, and when it goes up, you sell a little bit. And so what's happening is each trade generates a little profit, and that's how it accumulates. All those trades are happening. The small profit just accumulates during the day.
Yeah, I think when Jason gave the webinar, he said the technical term of what we're doing is high frequency trading combined with DCA.
Yeah.
Do you hear when he said that? Because I said I wanted to put it technical terms because I talk to a lot of people that are in crypto, and we're not doing what they're doing. You know what I mean? And I wanted to put it in a technical term. So now I know this high frequency trading with DCA. But if you want to do a manual trading, you can't do 10,393 transactions in a month. Non-human can do that many manual tradings and divide that in 30 days. I have a question, Guillaume. So if I let's say that I made $1,800 with my bots, can I also calculate by and the bots were all 30 days or 25 days or whatever? Can I take that number, divide it by 25, and then multiply that by 365 days a year to actually calculate an approximately profit at the end of the year, or that would be incorrect?
Yeah, that's true. So basically, take your bought profit, divide by the number of days, and so that's your bought profit per day, and then multiply by 365. So that
So it's
works.
correct. Yeah, because I was doing that, and I said, and my bots, I haven't done that many. I only had 1,820 something days, and I calculated that as like $70 or something like that. And I multiply $70, and I asked Alexa, raise volume to 10. And I said, Alexa, $70 multiplied by 365.
$70 times 365 is $25,550.
I don't know if you heard that.
No, that didn't hear the exact number. What is it?
She said $2,550 in a year.
But
If it keeps doing the same, of course, that can vary. But if it keeps doing the same, you know what I mean?
But then you need to basically that's your amount of profit at the end of the year. But then to get the ROI, you would divide that by how much money you invested. So let's say you've got you made 6,000, but you put 3,000.
So you take it off. Is what you're saying. You take if I said 25,000 and I put 6,000, I just take that out of there, and that's the real the approximate amount.
Yeah, because usually our ROI is like the profit divided by the amount invested. So if you made so what you just did, or you basically calculated how much you will make in a year, but then you will need to divide that by how much you invested to get like your return on investment. So if you invest 5,000, but you made 5,000, then it's like a 100% ROI. If you make 10,000 out of your 5,000, then you will now make 200% ROI.
Wow.
So that's again, it's just you can approximate because maybe you didn't invest the exact same amount in each bot, and maybe you didn't start them exactly. But if you can certainly get a rough number of the ROI if you just do that.
So what will you tell people that think that they can't do this? There are people that don't have any background in crypto at all. Do you think with the class that we have, the planned class, they can do it? I mean, even somebody that is older. Alexa, stop. Alexa,
This
stop.
is a reminder.
Alexa.
Check coin bears in.
Alexa, stop. Sorry.
Yeah, no. Like I said, the way that's why they had this beta course actually, and we had beta 1, now beta 2, and now beta 3, and that I think was one of the reasons is because there's a lot of beginners. They got a lot of questions for support, but every time they redo the course and they improve it because of all those questions that they got. And so every time it's made easier and easier, and the structure of it is done so that anybody can start from scratch pretty much. So I'm very confident, and because also I know people who did it and didn't know anything. And so that's not a concern for me. I mean, of course, people that want to learn more, understand more, then they will dig deeper on watch more many times. But if you just basically at the end they give you recipes and they have videos with all the step by step, so you can just follow that if you want to keep it simpler or don't want to spend too much time on it. So that's the beauty of this, is you can basically, when you understand this, you can basically start a bot in a few minutes, or basically you do or you just research and then you start of course your demo bot, and so it may take a few days, but in the end how much time you spend is maybe an hour for a new bot, or not even, because you research a bit, you start demo bots, you watch it for a few days, a bit every day, and then when you're confident, you know it's good, then you start your live bot. And so there's a little bit of time required to transfer money initially and stuff like that, but then after it's there, you may not. That's the other thing, is usually for other investment you might need to re-inject more money, because like we discussed, you don't have profit until you sell. But in this case, the but profit you may be able to reinvest. So you might not need to send new money in 6 months or a year. You may just reinvest what you made if that's what you decide to do. So that's
Exactly. So what would you tell the people that they don't have that this is too expensive? They don't have the money or the time.
well, I think the time for the time I think it's probably less time consuming than I've been myself been doing a lot of courses and for online businesses and stuff like that in the past year or so, and so I think it takes maybe like there's a few course session, other additional training and stuff, so it might take you 15-20 hours minimum. Even
Total. Yeah.
to go through the course, maybe double that to be safe, rewatching, understanding, setting up your, let's say 40 hours. So it may take like a week of work to kind of get up to speed with everything. But then after, like we discussed, it might take you 20 minutes to start a bot. And then see, I have some running for 50 days now. So what I do basically every day is I just go 5 minutes and take a couple screenshots of my balance and just to see the profits. And so after can take weeks and months before you might modify one bot. So of course people get excited, and so what they end up doing often is they start a new bot every now and then. So because they like it and they see the good performance, but time is not that an issue. And like for money, well, like we said, is that the most courses I've done is I would require a lot of work, and it's like a long-term thing to build a business or a new income generating stream from a course that I took, and it might take weeks and months before I get some money out of it. But in this case, like after you're ready to go live, your money is coming in. So after a few weeks and months, you probably even pay for the course and more. So I think that's the thing is, of course, if you don't have much to invest, then at least you can at least get the course and then learn this. And I think even myself from the excitement, and I said, oh, I need to find the money somehow and invest in this as soon as I can. But if you cannot do that, then like we discussed, you can do like the DCA strategy maybe and start putting a little bit aside every week, and over a few months, maybe period, then you might be able to start your first bot. So you find a way to maybe accumulate a bit slowly, be able to start it. So I think it's an investment for future, and I think that just creates a new income stream for mostly passive income. For you might still want to diversify and of course do everything, and that's no financial advice. But then you, of course, this I think is it can complement any strategy that you have, and probably will become more important as you learn about it some more.
So basically what you're saying is it doesn't take as much time as something else, like college, that is 4 years. And it's an investment, guys. Investment, meaning that you are going to get, how you say, your money back in 3 months. It depends how much money you're putting. If you start with 2 bots, you mostly sure will make it in 2 months or less. You start with a bot, it might take you a couple of months more, but you're going to have a return of investment faster with this than with anything else that you've done. Because I know I went to college, and that was a lot of money. And I'm not doing anything that I learned in college at all. You know what I mean? So I like that. So
and what people do often, it seems, is because this doesn't require much time, so they still continue their regular business, but they can take eventually some of the profit from their business or regular job, and then they might have some to invest in this later on. So that's because this it doesn't require you to stop everything else you're doing. Basically, it's just passive income mostly. So when you have some money eventually to invest, then you can put in this strategy, but then you can keep doing whatever you were doing before if you want to.
Yeah. Last thing that I'm going to ask you. we have the bonus of the coin pairs. How important is that to actually fast track your profit and your ROI?
Yeah, this is very good with this bonus because most people, I think two reasons. One is they're kind of scared a little bit of like choosing something themselves somehow initially. So they kind of, what if I pick the wrong one? Even though, as we see, it's kind of hard to really make. I mean, it's hard to really make a very bad decision or big mistake. Is basically it's just your return will vary, and anyway, even if you think you pick a good one, of course we always base that on the past month or so performance. So nothing, we cannot predict the future. So we don't know. Some have done better than I expected. Some have done worse. But people are afraid to choose something themselves. So because then they can get this recommendation, then they're more confident to start initially with those, and so they and then the other thing is maybe they don't want to spend a bit extra time to kind of research different coin pairs and stuff. So people, they realize, oh, I don't need to spend much time and I will get some return anyway. So they kind of get lazy, even almost, I would say, and I might as well use what was suggested, and then I will get started quicker doing that, and then that's it. And so that's another advantage.
So you will learn. In the class, they teach you how to choose coin pairs, how to research coin pairs. But at the end of the last class, you get 2 months of free coin pairs where you copy and paste it. Even a child can set up a bot. You agree with me there? If they have the coin pairs and they have the settings, can they just copy and paste and have a bot in a minute?
Yeah, you could do that. I mean, of course. You could just follow the recipe and take whatever they gave you and then start it, and then that's it. It takes like, let's say 5 minutes when you have understood the process, and you just follow the video that tells you exactly how to do it. So yeah, anybody could do that. Then I think most people, obviously, they went through some of the course because they want to understand what's going on. But yeah, you could just basically take it as a recipe and start something in 5-10 minutes if you wanted to, and everybody could do that.
Okay. Well, the last word that you want to say to the people that are not in the plan and don't have any.
Yeah, actually, one thing we didn't mention, I want to touch briefly, is even myself, I don't know, especially this year, it seems, actually last few months, because I guess Bitcoin went up a lot last year, and now I think with all those new coins coming out and now this buzz, and so everybody, there's a lot of talks about crypto everywhere. But then, of course, there's the FUD that we talk about.
Fear, uncertainty, and doubt.
So, of course, there's people who have an advantage, and they try to convince you crypto is the best thing in the world. And I mean, I think it's a good thing, and I think everyone can benefit from it. But of course, there's some risk involved, and you still have to be careful. But on the other hand, there's some people that it's not good for them that crypto is getting popular, so they try to scare you. But another thing is, people now, you get offered you get offered so many things like online and stuff. So just people have to be careful out there. And
yes,
there's a lot of scam, and then that's why this is, it's trustworthy, and we know people doing it, and I know now I know like maybe 50 people doing it too. So and I know the people behind it, the Dan and the promoters and the people who's been testing this for years. But also one thing, what I want to mention is that you create your own accounts, you own your accounts, you transfer your money yourself, you own your asset, you own your accounts, you own your password, and everything is in your control, and you can decide to start when you want, stop when you want, take your money, put your money in, take your money out. And so that's very important in this thing to mention, because what is happening a lot is people tell you, okay, send me whatever amount and you will get back some whatever return every week or every month. And but you have to send your money elsewhere, and then you have no clue where it's going. And actually, there's a lot of scam happening.
Money laundering and all kinds of things. So this class insulates you from that, because we help you not only get started with crypto without no knowledge. If you have already knowledge about crypto, great, because then you can fast track your success. But we also help you how to lower your risk by not losing your passwords, by talking about hot cold wallets and all kinds of other things that insulate you from actually being scammed. Because somebody asked me yesterday, "Can I see your wallet?" I said no.
True.
And they thought that was because I knew that I was gonna just listen to whatever they said. And I'm like, do you want my seed phrases too? I mean, what else do you want?
Yeah.
So if somebody asks you for any of that stuff and you're new, you don't know, a lot of people give that to them. And then they get scammed, because somebody can just take your whole wallet if you give them your information.
Yeah, that's true.
So with this class, you get so much more besides learning how to do grid bot trading. You get the psychology of not caring about what Elon Musk is saying or what the media is saying, because actually, even when the market crashes, we make money anyway. And so I think that altogether is the main thing that I wanted to get from this class. I mean, do you agree with me in there that all the class is so much more than bot trading?
Yeah,
so much more than
it's really teach you about how to be in the crypto world and how to do it properly and safely. So that's there's so much more about, and especially they've added a lot more about this as well, how to create accounts, and they have videos, additional resources for all of this, like how to create accounts and transfer money and buy coins and do all of this. So depending what you want to do, but then everything is in your own control. So it's not like I said, where you just send money somewhere and they promise you some. I mean, there's no promise of return. Obviously, there's no guaranteed return, and but it will vary. But you'll do it safely, and you probably benefit one way or another. But it's not like you just send some money elsewhere and they tell you, "Oh, you can get it back later on," but you never know. This you will be in control, basically.
Yeah, that makes sense, because I was talking to Belinda and she said she got scammed by a broker in Canada. And I'm like, and these are people that are certified to make you money. And instead of making money, she was losing money. So I'm like, even that, I mean, like I said, we're not financial advisors, and we're just talking about our experience with the plan as a bot trading, but still, do your due diligence, research. Don't just take anybody. Heck, don't even take our word for at all. Just research Dan Hollings, the plan, research Rapid Crush, research Jason Flatlin, research anything that anybody tells you, because anybody can be scammed. So thank you so much, Guillaume, for coming here and answering my questions. That was amazing. You need to come here again another time so we can talk about affiliate marketing.
Yeah, yeah, we had a great time, and I hope it helps anyone that might be interested. And like we said, we're always available if people have questions or anything. That's the other nice thing about this, is you can talk to real people doing this. It's not like just a website with some information there that you don't know if it's real or not, or just
yeah. And if you're from Canada, because I mean, you guys have a little Canadian group, because there's different rules in Canada. Was saying Belinda, that Binance doesn't work in certain areas and stuff like that. Contact Guillaume. I mean, we got until October 12th, anybody, for entering the plan. So send me a message if you're from Canada, and I will send you his link so that you can talk to him, because this is the last time the class is at $2,500. So you need $2,500 for the class. The class is going to go at least $1,000 or more when we open again. And it's October 12th, the last day. So this is kind of like a time-sensitive thing. But if you're Canadian, just contact Guillaume, and I got his information, okay? So thank you so much, Guillaume, and thank you to the audience here. And please subscribe if you're new. And this is Mari Cruz, bridging the gap between the rich and the poor, coming from the great state of Texas in the great country of Canada.
All right. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, everyone. Talk to you soon.
Bye, guys.